Eagle, go, ECOM.
Go pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the Riff Nation Network, the RNN, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hi.
Hi.
We lost somebody.
I know. She said her computer locked up, so I don't know. We'll see what happens.
She popped back on. I put her back on, and she must. All right. We'll get there. Well, in the meantime, excuse me.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the Otter's Den with your hosts, Keith
Me
Ottersberg.
And Renee. Hi, guys.
And Renee. That's Renee. And Jan hopefully will be along soon. Renee, you had a time getting on. And Renee was running just fine, and then she just disappeared all of a sudden. And hey, Joe, how you doing? Thanks for popping on. I hear a beep.
Beep, beep. Me,
There she is. Hi.
Hi. I got the worst.
Merry Christmas, Chris. All right. As I was saying, welcome to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den with Renee. And Jan's way over there. She's in the red.
I can't get it right.
Yeah.
Some way. Whatever. This way, that way. Up, down.
If you set it so that you can actually read something that you're holding up, you got to point the opposite direction.
Yeah. Do you see who I am? I'm blonde. I can't think.
It took me years to get used to it. Okay. You're fine.
Exactly.
Seriously. It took me years.
I'm just sharing us out. So
I am too. And I will be for about the next 5 minutes.
I shared my page.
Thank you. I got the YouTube. I got the RNN, I think. I got the Otter's Den, I think. Otter's Den. YouTube. Okay, I got to do the Rift. We got to share the Rift. So we will share out the Rift. No, I don't want to send. I want to share. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
Don't want to create an ad. All right, there we go. Now I can kind of half-ass pay attention.
Well, Merry early
Mm.
Christmas.
Yes.
Very early Christmas.
Absolutely. Freaking lootly.
We got ours done already. It's already over. It's done. I'm moving on.
Moving
I still
on.
have presents I need to send out. I'm looking at them right now. Oh boy, howdy.
Hey, Lisa.
But that's okay because you know what? Grandma and Grandpa always send their presents out later than the rest. So it doesn't overcrowd. You know, it's separate. It's after everything.
Yep.
And then we've done that since the beginning.
Yeah, I still got to get my kids to theirs and my granddaughters to theirs, but yeah.
I can't wait.
They know I'm late for everything, so it'll be all right. Hey, David, how you doing? Welcome.
Yep. Hey, David. Yeah, Chris. That's my.
What's that?
That's one of my favorite people. I just got done talking to him today.
Hey, there you go. And just so everybody knows,
Yeah.
if it seems like we're over talking each other all the time, there is a delay tonight.
Yeah, there is.
So we will attempt to watch out for that. I will attempt to watch out for that. And because when there's delays, I seem to do that quite often. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. So I will do my best not to do that.
And me too. I'll try not to.
Yeah, I'm really delayed.
It's a thing. So I'm just going to give it
I heard. Yeah, I see.
Oh, there's a wild Adrian in the house.
Ooh, Adrian grinding away.
Great. Thank you, though, for that. Well, hi, Dawn.
She's gonna be getting my 8-year-old.
How you doing? I think she's probably watching from downstairs.
Okay, there we go.
I am, or she is? She is.
I think.
Jane.
Oh, you would probably replace me.
Because I'm in the middle. That's the freaking problem.
We have a Renee sandwich.
I know.
There we go. That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah, that now I'm comfortable. See, look at there. Now I'm pointing myself. Whatever. Just whatever.
All right, Lisa, cool. If you need to go and enjoy,
You know what? It's Christmas. We should give Keith his win.
Careful. Careful.
Do we need to put our ticker up?
Keith in the middle.
We might.
Ticker up.
I'm looking for it.
Our ticker.
I'm looking.
Renee just put popped on me.
Yeah, see, because now I'm facing the right way. Where
There
I can
you go.
See.
You can point.
There we go.
Okay.
We got
18
the right,
over show. Just saying. So
you got the right ticker up.
Yeah.
So, ladies.
Yes, sir.
In this holiday season, with everything I went through to rush and get everything done I needed to get done today, I do not remember what the hell we were going to talk about.
The challenges of getting through the holidays and how they suck sometimes. But
that's it.
Them, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Because I was all over that.
Maxing out your credit cards to buy people stuff, and
see, but it shouldn't be that way. But that's how a lot of people are, and
it is. It really is. And then it takes them all year to get them paid down if they do, and it's a cycle, repeating cycle. And I won't do that anymore. I get my kids something little, I get my granddaughter something little, and then that's about all I do.
Yeah.
I used to try to buy everybody I knew something. All my friends and whatever, and we don't do that anymore. My sisters don't buy for us. Words are hard. Me and my sisters don't buy for each other. If we give something, it's something little we make.
Yeah.
I took pickles this year, my homemade pickles.
Speaking of pickles,
Careful.
No, because it's actually hilariously funny because the Boy Scouts had their Christmas party. and we do a white elephant. So everybody gets a number. They go up, pick a present, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then you open it up, and then it's like, oh, I want it. You can go and steal it. Well, it's hilarious. My kid picks number one, gets number one,
Yeah.
goes over to the biggest, heaviest box in the room, opens it up. It's from his, one of his close scout buddies, and he's laughing at him because it wasn't meant for him; it was meant for someone else to grab.
Yeah.
And he opens it, and he's pulling out these. They're all wrapped, putting them on the ground, and they're heavy. And I said, "Are these mortars?" Because of the scouts' interests, I thought it was right. And he goes, maybe. So Jacoby picks it up. He got 2 big jars of dill pickles and then 5 small jars of the gherkin. He got a box full of pickles. And then I was happy. He was happy. We proceeded to eat a whole jar, and then he drank the pickle juice.
There you go. Heck yeah. Yeah,
So,
exactly. Lisa.
Pickles were our thing.
Yeah,
I thought that was fun.
exactly.
Nate just got a bag of dill pickle peanuts. Oh man, he loved those. So I know he's not watching because he's sick. We got him a pickle gummy with a pickle chocolate bar and pickle this and pickle that because
No,
that's
boy.
okay
Pickle.
because
You can-
he's
You're gonna get him pickled.
Sometimes being pickled.
yep.
Sometimes
Before I
being
send him to
during the holidays. Sometimes being pickled during the holidays is usually the best way to go, especially if you think it sucks.
Not wrong,
So,
Cheers.
I mean, I know some people will do
my
that,
lady.
Yes. Cheers. Some people will do that, and yes,
Hey, Lisa.
holidays are what you make it,
They are.
So if you want it to suck, it's going to suck. If you don't want it to suck, it won't suck.
That if you go to your friends or families or your work party or whatever with the attitude that this is gonna suck, it's going to. Give it a chance. Say, okay, this year's gonna be different. Let's try this. But just also remember that if you get there and there's somebody giving you grief and issues and whatnot, whether it's family or not, family can be toxic too. It is okay to get up from that dinner table and say, thank you. It was wonderful seeing you all, but it's time for me to go.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to say. You can get up, turn around, and walk out that door. If anybody wants to know why, it's just time to go.
Yeah, just
We'll
time
see
to
you
go.
next time.
Yeah.
Let them
my
think
stomach
about
is
it.
upset. I'm
Like
not
that.
feeling well.
I got a headache.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
wrapping to do. I've got other places to go. I had another invite, so I'm, I double booked, triple booked, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
You
but you don't even have to tell them that.
Yeah, you don't.
It's just time to go. And that might, I'm not gonna say it's going to, that might make them actually stop and think.
Yeah.
Okay, I said this and they got up and left.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't argue with me. They didn't banter with me, which is what I was trying to get them to do. They just left. They took their power back. Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that.
I struggle with the holidays. I've always struggled with holidays.
Yeah.
That he is. He's going to be definitely keeping Nate on time. But I don't know. Ever since I lost Pat, like I lost my spark. I used to do the Christmas cookies. I used to do this, and I'm trying this year. We did Christmas cookies. We do Christmas cookies every year. I made Rice Krispie Reefs.
Love those pictures.
Yeah. Let me tell you, they were supposed to make like 25 per batch. I made 3 batches and made just big reefs, and I was happy with that.
Yeah.
But I struggle because the family that I have, my kids, half of them are in Wisconsin. The other 2 do whatever with her family, and it's all about her family and what they do together. So like here's Jesse and I, and it's just Jesse, Nate, Avelina, and I, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine.
Right.
It just sucks because it's not the way that it used to be. I used to be the mom that got up, made the Christmas cookies, made the Christmas breakfast, did the Christmas dinner, did the hors d'oeuvres, because we never did like anything big on Christmas Eve. I don't know how you guys do it, but we always did appetizers. Just bring your favorite appetizer,
Mhm.
and we just sit around and enjoy appetizers together. Um, I just don't have the heart for it anymore.
Yeah.
And since my dad passed,
It happens. I mean, it's a thing. I know since I lost my grandfather. I mean, granted, yes, it'll be, oh my God, 11 years, but still, Christmas time was like this really big thing for him. And it's a big gaping, that's like, I want to say a big gaping hole, but it's, that's so, like for you, Pat's not physically there. He's there spiritually. He's there, he's there,
Yeah.
but it's that something's not right. And you automatic, no matter how you try to bring in something that ties it back to them to give them honor, it's still not enough. And
Yeah.
I got it.
we decorate his urn. Like, okay, I know this is gonna sound bad. You two know I put him in the fireplace, with his little urn, and
But it's a good place for him.
yeah, he's in the middle of everything, right? So, and this year I found a sign that was perfect. Because somebody that we love is gone and is in heaven, we have a little bit of heaven in our own home, right? And we try to dress Pat up, dress up the urn. I think I'm going to go into business making clothing for urns.
Not a bad idea. People. I mean, my mother, God bless her soul, my father and my grandfather, she decorates their urn with different things, different times of the year.
Look,
people do that. Just saying.
Look at what people will buy to dress their pets up in. What do you think they will buy to dress that urn up in? That is an actually wonderful idea.
Yeah, make a little tux, make little prom dresses, make Santa outfits, Halloween outfits. But yeah, no, whatever it's hard. You think about it, our grandparents made the holidays, right? Grandma always did this, grandma always did that. And, once they're gone, it's left up to you. And you don't realize how much of a burden grandma was carrying when grandma did that. The pain and the loss that grandma went through, or, your mom. What did your mom do that was special? And now your mom's gone. So now you're carrying on that tradition. And I think as I get older, I appreciate it more because it's like, holy crap. My grandmother lost a lot. And she still did these things, and it must have just killed her. She must have gone to bed and just cried and cried and cried. And yeah,
the holidays have gotten so damn industrialized, okay? And we are so spread out over the country. We have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs sometimes. Both parents have to work. I mean, it is not the same as it used to be. We would go down to grandma and grandpa's, like you said, the cousins, the aunts, the uncles. And if by chance, like Uncle Steve, he was down in Florida, he would call and he would talk to everyone there for at least a couple minutes. Hey, Merry Christmas. How you doing? Now we have FaceTime. But so even that is a plus. If you can do that, reach out to your kids, reach out to, who can't be there. Hey, at least we got you for a few minutes here. Merry Christmas. We love and miss you. It's something. But just, we need to take the industrialization back out of the holidays. I mean, for sake, it seems like after Valentine's Day, we got Halloween stuff in the stores. It's
yeah, and then and I'm one of these people that like I always toot this loud and proud because you don't know your family history. That's why I keep telling it. Somebody out here needs to hear this all the time. That's why it's always me saying it, other than you. If if you don't know your family history and you don't know your family, you have to understand, like, yes, families have changed, families separate, but you have to remember, you know, like my grandfather, he did certain things because that's what his people did, his family did, so then he tried to interject it into mine. And being a stubborn, which is hard for me to say, but I was stubborn kid, I didn't want to know nothing. But after he died, it was like, wait a minute, and then found out so much stuff. And that's on both sides of my paternal and my maternal family tree.
Right.
I've started to bring things back because I don't have very many branches left that are around that even know about things.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing too with that is, if you don't, once grandma and grandpa die, it's like that next generation.
Every generation loses a little bit.
And I see it in my husband's family, because I don't have very much left, so therefore I get it, and I can relate to his part of it. It's once the patriarch and the matriarch die, and those kids are left. I don't know. It's the kids never instilled enough into the younger ones, saying, "Hey, you do realize Grandma and Grandpa are not going to be here forever, and they're not Superman, they're not Wonder Woman, so therefore, like, hey, make sure like we keep in touch." So now what's happened is you have the parents, like Kelly's parents, his aunt and his uncles. I mean, yeah, Christmas Eve, are we going to go over to Annie's house? Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something. Those people that's sitting around that table, the last time I saw those people and talked to those people were last Christmas Eve. Nothing. It's like crickets. And then they're like, oh, we really should do something. We really should do like we used to do in the old days. Like every summer, we all had family vacation. We all went down to the lake. We all did this. We did that. And that's always after someone dies.
Yes. Yeah. After the funeral, there will be a family reunion.
Nothing. That's why sometimes I say, thank God I'm an only child, because I don't have to worry about myself.
I had this conversation with this over the weekend with my kids and family. I don't talk to my children probably near as much as I should. They don't reach out to me near as much as they could. But you know what? I understand. They work. They work a lot. Brad's got a child. He's a single dad. I get it, because I was there.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing all that, and you lose touch with people. Mm-hmm. Okay, not saying I got to think of my words more carefully. Like me and Brad talking, how's work going? That gets the conversation going. But I don't know everything that's going on in his life to sit there and have a 4-hour conversation with him on the phone. Same with Ashley. We get, when they call or I call, we talk about what we need to, and then we get on with our life. And that's okay. With us, that's okay. We are comfortable with that, and we're okay with that. Some people aren't. We are. Everything is different. Every family's different. People within the family are different. You might have that one relative that calls you up and talks for hours. No, I'm not talking about you, Jen. Love you, sis. I had to. I put that in there. But I mean, everything's different. Everything's different now.
And for me, it's a little bit different. We have so many kids between us.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, all together with, my stepkids from my previous, there's 13 of them. Yeah. And half of them have families now. Right. And I'm still raising.
Yeah.
So I'm still raising Evelina and Nate, and my other kids are off having kids already.
Yeah.
And it's a weird dynamic, right? So I get it from the busy parent standpoint, because I homeschool, I stay home, I don't have all the time in the world. Although if my daughter-in-law calls me up or my son calls me up, everything goes on hold.
Yeah.
I can afford to spend those hours on the phone with them.
Mhm.
But then on the same end, I get it. I get the fact that, that they have kids and that they have a family, or like Derek, that's just Derek. He never calls, never texts, never responds, leaves me
Well,
unread, and that's just him,
that's just like Brad Nash. If they call, I know they need something, and I answer that phone, or I return that text message.
Mhm.
Abby probably spends more time with all of the grandkids than I do. Auntie Baby. That's Auntie Baby. Auntie Baby's on the video games. Auntie Baby gets to talk to them. They're on Minecraft doing this. They're on, I have to steal the headset. I'm like, hi, boys. And they're like, hi, grandma. And then it's, I don't know. So it's different. I'm still raising and I'm still busy. I have a lot to do here at the house. And as much as I miss my kids, I get it.
Yeah.
I get testy about it. Yeah, because I'm mom. I'm mom. I get pissy. I'm not going to sit here and lie. And let's talk about something that's hard, being a boy mom. Okay? Being a boy mom is so hard because once they get into a relationship, it's not the fact that they're replacing you. Whatever. I'm happy that you're in a relationship. I want grandkids. So please get in a relationship, be stable, be steady, give me more grandbabies, right? We're expecting a new one in May. So I'm super excited about that. Okay. But on the other hand, I still matter. I still matter. Why is it always her family? Her family this, her family that, her family, her family, her family. The mother-in-law doesn't get the respect anymore the way that we used to. Mother-in-laws are so disrespected on every single end when it comes to the boy's mom, being a boy's mom. And we are completely shoved aside, which I can't, you're talking about family traditions and heritage. That's one thing I give like my ex-mother-in-law, who's still my mother, no matter what.
Yes.
There's still family reunions. They still get together. They do their family tree. They have the family photo albums. We get together, we talk and everything else. And I gave her the utmost respect, just like I did my other mother-in-law.
Mhm.
I don't understand the whole, it's her family only. Her family gets the holidays. Her family gets the birthdays. Her family gets this. Her mother has a say in this. Her mother's there for the birth. Her mother's this. Where do I get from? Am I just the paycheck?
I get it. I've been there. When I first got divorced, it was a battle between who gets the kids, who gets to go where. And it wasn't just that, it was other things too within the family. Okay. But so I finally put my foot down and said, because I was a co-custodial parent and I put it in divorce papers. Okay, we're going to do every other year, every other holiday. This year, you get the kids for Christmas. I get them for Thanksgiving. Next year, we swap it. And that's how we did things. She didn't like it because she wanted control over everything. Well, guess what? Not this time. But it worked. You'd love to be able to have your whole family around all the time, but it's not always possible, and that's okay. But I still got to spend Christmas with the kids. It's just it was on a different day. We do a Christmas Eve, or they do Christmas Eve, or something. You do your best to find a happy medium, and you can do that with the in-laws too. Okay, we got to get a schedule down. We want everybody to be able to spend as much time together as they can around these holidays because they're special. That's one of the things I love the most about a holiday. I don't give a shit about getting a present. Okay.
No, I don't care shit about that.
My
Either.
family. I want to eat some good food and play some marbles and some Zion check. It's a card game, and I want to laugh and giggle and make them laugh and giggle, and that makes my day. And I'm good at making them laugh and giggle.
Hey, Lisa, just remember it comes back around, especially in my case, because my daughter-in-laws have had boys. I'm just saying. So one day they're going to be in my shoes, and when they come crying to me, I'm going to be like,
I mean,
I've throw the sympathy card out. Like, I don't know. Like I'm nasty about it. I remind them all the time. I remind them all the time. Like, hey, listen, what comes around goes around.
I mean, I did this when Jacoby was first born. This right here has anything and everything that is important to me in it. I mean, there's Bible verses, there's advice, there's everything, to the point where I wrote letters. I wrote letters. I go, to the girl my son will marry. I wrote her a letter. It's in here.
Nice.
Right. And then I wrote another one after that is basically saying, yeah, he may be yours, but he was mine first.
I raised him to be the man.
Yeah, I raised him to be the man that you were dying and looking for.
Yep.
So remember that.
Be proud of that.
I mean, it's in here. I told him, if anything ever happens to me, I said, this is my gift to you. This is like, I've thought of almost every scenario that you could possibly come up with, and there's an answer somewhere in here that's going to help you. I promise you.
Yeah.
They're our first loves.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Keith.
Sorry. Go ahead.
But being a boy mom,
mom
that's the first time you fall in love, right? Like truly fall in love. It's the 2nd you hold that baby, and especially, not saying that girls aren't important, because obviously we are. I mean, I love Avelina. It is just very different than from what I love my boys. But when I held Dylan, that was the first time. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna choke. I think about it. That was the first time I felt love. That's the first time I looked at
automatic, and it's automatic, unconditional love.
Yeah, it hits different.
Right, and like in my case with Jacoby, he's like, and I joke around with Kelly. I go, Kelly, you're my first love, but you know what? Jacoby's my last. That's my last love until my grandbabies get here. Right. Then that's a different story. Right. But I said, but that's why I get so aggravated, because he's at that, he's 17 and he's like, I don't need mom no more. Like, can I get a hug before you go to school? And I would tell him, I go, I just have this, I'm going to say, well, no, I'm not going to say niggle, but I'm going to say it. Niggle in my heart. And I just go, I need a hug from you before you leave. Mm-hmm. Not saying something bad's going to happen, but I just need to give you that hug before you walk out the door, and just say, hey, whisper in his ear and say, hey, I love you. Be proud and be a superstar today.
Yeah.
I get that.
That's, you know what I mean? And it's like,
and parents,
mom's touching me.
Parents, teach your children the traditions that you remember. One thing I remember is at Christmas time, there would be this half of a log. It was a pine log on the dining room table. It was the centerpiece of this huge table. And it always had a hole in it to put a candle in it. And then Grandma would put Christmas garland and some balls on it. Yule log. She combined Christmas and Yule. I didn't know what Yule was until I started my healing journey. Never heard of it. But Grandma knew what it was.
The old Germans and the old Irish and the old Scottish.
I never understood it. And bringing a Christmas tree inside. There is a story to that. Look it up. Teach it to your kids. It's not just about something to put presents under. There's a meaning to it.
I used to bake a Yule log.
And technically, when you take your tree down, now living tree, like the one that, not a plastic one, not an artificial one, the actual living tree, what you are supposed to do when this is Yule time is, after you take that tree down, you are supposed to put it in your backyard, because that ends up being a safe sanctuary for those animals. And you're just to leave it. And that's part of it. That's part of Yule. So instead of throwing that tree out on the side of the street, and I get it, some people don't want to do this, they don't have the time, or they don't know, stick it in your backyard.
Yeah, at least for a while.
You'd be surprised what animals will live in that tree until it's time for spring comes. And then after that, then you can have a bonfire with it, toss it in the fire,
Yeah.
and
My
the first, spring.
my grandparents took the first two Christmas trees that we had when I was little, and they put pictures in it, and they put what I got for Christmas, what I was wearing, they wrote, their little things, and they actually planted it. So it had roots and everything else. It was a plantable tree, and they planted it. The people that own the house now, they were like, "What are these two random Christmas trees doing in the yard?" And I told them, and they were like, "Oh, so if we ever have to dig those up, they have my information to give me what was in the pot that was buried
Nice.
with it."
And that is
Yeah,
an
so
awesome idea.
there's
Instead of cutting the tree,
And you can. There's places you can.
root it up and plant it. Get a small one. You don't have to have a 35-foot tree in your house. That
It
is
costs you like $150 to freaking go cut.
plant one and use it every year. Like you mark on the door frame how tall your kids are every year. Well, that tree is going to grow every year until the point that it's too big for the house, and then you can take it outside and plant it in your yard and start a new one. That is an awesome idea. I might do that because I have not put a Christmas tree up.
That's right, Lisa.
One year.
That's part of it.
1 year and 7, I put a Christmas tree up. Okay. And I didn't. I thought about it this year because I've got one up in my attic. But
I told you had to. I told you should.
No, I ain't got it. It's
Maybe next year.
when I meet somebody and I have somebody living here with me in that aspect, then I will probably start celebrating the holidays here at home more. I'll decorate for Halloween because I love doing that, but I don't like doing it by myself, so I don't, and that's my choice. Could I? Yes, but that's my choice.
Keith, why don't you just plant a Christmas tree in your yard, and every year put
Just go
popcorn?
out with lights on it. Go put purple lights on
I
it.
can decorate it out there. I can run lights and whatever.
Well, not only that, but here's a tradition that we used to do too. We used to take popcorn, wrap it around the tree outside, take peanut butter and roll it up with seeds, like peanut butter balls.
Oh yeah.
Out and make a tree for the wildlife, for the birds and everything else.
Yeah.
We used to do that all the time. That was a tradition. That was our outside. And I know somebody else who has that tradition.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's part of, I thought we were the only ones that did a tree for the birds. But
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay.
Well, that and goats absolutely love eating them too. So I mean, if you know a farmer that's got goats,
yeah,
take it, because actually the pine needles and all that stuff is something good nutrition for their intestinal tract. Believe it or not, and you're thinking, okay, they're eating pine needles. I don't know. It's something about the acidity and
Yeah. It's
so Lisa, I was gonna say, find somebody who makes bowls and cups. If you've got a thick enough tree, they can go router out and make bowls and stuff like that, and that could be next year's Christmas present.
absolutely.
So you're supporting a small business, and you're recycling, reusing, and giving. I have a friend that does that. He takes old Christmas trees or stumps or whatnot, makes bowls and dinner and stuff with them, and then does it with resin, all the cracks and stuff.
Thor, what are you doing?
I mean, there's things that I wanted to do. I heard that. I was like, what did he get into? Or what did he not get into? Buddy.
I had to work my work table, my tool table, into the office for a while, and that's okay. But yeah, he just thinks he has to be into everything. All right, look, come here.
Like, because there's things that I wanted to do with Jacoby, but we never really got a real Christmas tree. See, yeah, and he's like, yeah, see, I want out of here, Dad.
He wants to send
So I said to myself, I'm just gonna file it in my when I have grandbabies, and I will then be able to attest to it. You know, it was something that I saw years ago that I said, oh my God, how did my grandfather not think of this? And, you know, you have your live Christmas tree because you have to cut, you know, like you have to cut, you know, the trunk down when you bring it into the house. You know what I mean? You have to recut it and so it stops up the water. Save the ring and put the date on it, put how old you are, and you have an heirloom going forever.
Yeah,
You know what
there
I
you
mean?
go.
I always, but we never got any real Christmas trees.
What are you giggling at, Jan? Or do I even want to know?
I don't even want to know.
The grandson, the grandson's on the other side. This is a door. This is our magical door that we have, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He's knocking and he's going, knock, knock, grandma. Knock, knock, grandma. So I'm knocking back and I'm muting and I'm saying, yes, Osias. He's so smart. He's just,
you know, but that's the you know, like those are some things like that we, you know, everybody's holiday is going to be different, like we said, and it's what you make of it. So you try to make the best of it. I mean, and you have to remember some people lost, you know, friends this year. A lot of people did pass away this year, believe it or not.
Yeah.
More than, and I'm not talking about famous people. I'm talking about like people that knew, like parents, in-laws, friends. I saw that petting the cat. You know, it's I don't know. This year seems really, to me, like watching Howie's show last night when they were talking about like, what is it, like it's Christmas this year? I'm like, I like, I'm not saying about Christmas, but I'm just like, it's,
you know, one thing you can do is for the ancestors that are no longer here, you can put a plate out for them.
Yeah, which we do.
You can make a place at that table for them to sit. You can, if you play marbles, you can leave that marble board out after you're done so they can play. Leave the cards on the table so they can play.
He's trying to open the door and the door doesn't open and all I hear is, I'm so sorry.
You know, and
he needs to get to grandma. He's like, grandma.
You know, that's what I'm gonna say to everybody is don't feel obligated that you have to smile and be all happy and giggly. You don't have to be.
You can have a rough day.
I'm asking and I'm begging people, but you don't have to be wallowing in misery because they don't want to see that either.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
You know, but I get it. You miss your loved one. I mean, I still, because there's certain things that I just go, oh, you know, like I had said last night, a family tradition, which was the first present of the year was always the chocolate orange, and people are always like, chocolate orange. I'm like, yes, it's the chocolate orange that you have to crack on the table and it comes apart. It's a chocolate orange, you know, and that was one thing that was always a present from my mother, from my grandfather. So I mean, I've carried it on for her, so she gets it. I would do it once in a blue moon when I would really want one. You know, this year they did mint, and my son loves chocolate mint. So guess what I did this year? He's gonna get a chocolate mint orange.
There you go. Perfect.
You know, to bring him back in.
I just want to touch on this real quick. You know, leaves an extra plate out. Okay.
Yeah.
Just leave one plate. Let the ancestors fight for that, and have a voice recorder and go over the EVPs. Just saying, that would be hilarious.
Either that, or you leave one plate out and you put a little of everything that they've liked. I mean, you know what I mean? People, you know, like my grandmother from Puerto Rico. So I mean, like Day of the Dead, like that's a thing too. Yeah. You know, she would leave their favorite things out. You know, if it's saltines, Ritz crackers, what, you know, a cup of soup, whatever, figs, whatever it was, and that's kind of like what I try to do. Like, and I even do Christmas ornaments. Like I put up and say, okay, this one is for you, Poppy, because I know you liked the old fashioned ribbon
That's a
candy,
good idea.
right? And I go, oh, and I was looking at ornaments one year, and I went, oh my God, that's so. I was like, so you're represented on the tree. My father, eggs and bacon. He needed to have eggs and bacon every morning. I have an ornament that's a fried egg with bacon.
I got
Cracker
mom
Barrel. I saw those. I saw egg and bacon.
That's what I do. I try to include them with everything because they're here anyway. So why not? Why not include them?
And tell them Merry Christmas. Tell them Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas
Tell them
because
Happy
they're
Halloween.
visiting anyway. Even if you don't call them down, they're coming to visit because they want. Come on, it's the holidays.
And I want to touch on something. I want to touch on the grieving parent.
That too. Reach out.
Touch on the grieving parent. I have a friend right now, and it's technically the second Christmas, but my nephew Pat, well, I should say she's more like a sister because we raised our kids together, and she just lost her son. And so this is her second Christmas without her son. Reach out to that person, call them, and talk about your favorite memory, or write a book, or write a letter, or find pictures and put them. Because the one thing that us parents want for Christmas is to know that our child hasn't been forgotten. So reach out to
hasn't been forgotten.
Can you hear the knocking?
Yeah. Yeah, and not only that, it's not so much that they feel like their child has been forgotten, but you know what? They love to hear those things that were important to you about that. Like that's the thing. With and I'm guilty of it because do I reach out to Della every day? No, I don't. But I do when I do reach out to her. It's like it will be something about Raymond, and I will say, hey, I really was that on Raymond's birthday. Like I was like, oh, Raymond's birthday, and I was like, oh, but you know what? Like he was such a impactful person in my life that and granted, yes, this song is for Wicked, right? But changed you for good. Like he did. He's one of those catalysts, one of those in the last 2 years that made me change for good. And I told her, I said, that might be the thing. Like whenever I may just send it, and I want you to think and hear that because that's Raymond. Because Raymond did change so many people for good.
He would make you think.
And he would sit and he'd make you think, and he'd go, you'd say something, and he'd go, nope, I don't believe that, and neither should you.
Yeah.
And he'd call you on your bullshit, and he'd say, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're in my head. I was going to say that.
Yeah, he'd call you on your bullshit. Go, absolutely not, because that's not who you are, and you know that.
Right.
That's like I get that. I totally get that, Renee. Because that's hearing how Pat made a change in certain people's lives. They chose to get off the drugs. There's programs now in place, and everything. That my child didn't die in vain. He was heard. It may have taken him dying and going through what he did, but in the end, he was heard. Mm-hmm. And, I got a message from one of the officers who responded to the call. And it was, Janice, I want to let you know how this has changed my approach with dealing with teenagers that are in crisis, and how much I want to work with teenagers in crisis. And these are the programs that I'm setting up and that we have set up. And that safe place. Maybe we need to reconsider mental health, because everybody has to everybody has to realize Pat was 14. He was 14, and at 14 he was considered an adult. So therefore I couldn't put him in a mental hospital. I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that because he, according to the law, he could make those decisions for himself. Right. Well, that he was the catalyst, and maybe this isn't right. Maybe we need to change this. This person had a mental health disorder that caused XYZ, and we didn't listen to the mom. And then we could have saved this kid. So, hearing the funny stories, hearing how he's impacted people, And this year's hit me a little bit harder. Maybe it's because I have just the loss of Jake on top of everything, and helping Shell through her grief. Just sucks because
It does.
everybody expects you to be the same for the holidays.
Yep, that too. And sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes it's all it takes is that one little thing. I mean, and like I said, it could be, Keith, grandma, like you're out somewhere and you're like, those are grandma's cookies.
Mhm.
And it sparks, that thing, and then you have that moment. I mean, and I'm not.
Every time I walk down the cookie aisle at the grocery store, Grandma used to buy those, and she used to buy those, and she always made sure those were there, right along with chicken and a biscuit and easy cheese. Us cousins would go through boxes and cans of those. She always made sure, even when they were having, maybe a financial hardship, always made sure those were there for us kids.
Yep. That was, same thing with my grandfather. It's like one Christmas present, and that's why I still do it with Jacoby. One Christmas present was I always got the 128 box of crayons, Crayolas for Christmas. Always. And then, I drawed, I colored, and I did all, and I was creative with that, and they would last, and I treated them like they were gold.
Yeah.
And here came Easter. Easter Bunny came and gave, the 64 box or the 72 or whatever, because he knew I was using it. So like, that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
And it's something small as that. It just makes you go, oh, son of a bitch. Could you imagine if this person was here right now, like what they could be a part of, even though that they are part of it. I think it's that human side of us that we get selfish, and we want the tactile, we want them in the room, even though they are in the room, and we feel them and see them and smell them and can hear them. And I'll even say this weird, some people can taste them because that is the thing.
Taste of the perfume, the taste of the cologne, the taste of the cherry tobacco.
Yep. And it that triggers, and you just want what you can't have, which is the actual physical presence. Because you want,
Right.
It's like, when was the last time like, not to be morbid, but wouldn't you just love to hear Pat once say "Mom"?
Yeah.
And it's like Christmas is that, like, I don't know if it's that magical special time that everybody talks about, but you just want it, that at the most, that's when you want it.
Or Dad calling saying,
I want to hear him say
"You're still alive." What's that, Jen?
Yeah,
Sorry?
and that's funny because I would love to hear him say "Mom," but even if I just get a bet, because that was his thing, bet. If I got a, you know what? I can tell you a couple of years ago. I'll tell you guys a funny little thing, and I'm not gonna. It's not politically correct by any means. So I'm just gonna
We're
say
politically correct.
Yeah, I know it's.
We have a disclaimer.
I was out with Jesse. Yeah, right. I was out with Jesse, and we were shopping, and Pat was on my mind. I don't know why, and all I could hear him, he's like, "Hey, Mom, tell Jesse we'll just say XYZ," and I'm thinking, "Oh my God, Pat, no, I can't tell Jesse that. I can't." And all of a sudden, like, we're walking down the aisle, and there was this other thing that popped up. Same thing, but different, right? Decoration. And Pat goes, "Mom, you really need to tell Jesse about XYZ." And I said out loud, "Pat, I can't say that in public." And I said that out loud. And Abby looks at me. She goes, "Mom, you really need to tell Daddy about XYZ." And Nate goes, "Yeah, you do, because I can hear Pat too." And I was like, "Oh my God!" So, like, literally, I heard it in my ear over and over and over and over again. So I had to tell Jesse about XYZ standing in the middle of, I think, Lowe's or Home Depot. And Jesse's just looking at me like, what in the world? And I turned around and I said to like thin air, I'm like, I hope you're happy now because he knows about XYZ.
And here's the other thing. See, now that triggered something that happened this past weekend that I wanted to reach out because we have a tradition that we go down to Mystic Seaport or the Mystic Village for my son for Christmas.
Yeah.
And there is a building that does Christmas all year round. They do ornaments all year round, so you can go in there. So we're walking by, and I looked at Jacoby, and I went, we have to go see something because I'm getting like knocked back of my literally. So we go there. I meant to take a picture for you, Keith. You're the tits, and I thought it was like tits, and it was. I'm like, Mr. Ottersberg, how dare you? I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to go tell Keith he's the tits. So and it was like, and there's a whole display of them. There's.
He's not
that
ones and brown ones, and there was all shape sizes of tits, and if there was one, you're the tits.
That could have a different meaning because there is a bird that comes out around Christmas that is called a titmouse, I believe.
Yes.
People call it a tit for short. So it could have been talking about a bird.
I don't know. Could have been talking about a bird, but I just was like, I started laughing. And he goes, what? And I was just like, they're just a whole row of tits.
I miss them.
Okay, that's funny that you say that because one of Pat's favorite bird is the booby. Okay, and he literally did a report
on boobies
for school.
Oh my god!
Blue-footed
on boobies.
The blue-footed boobies.
Yes. Boobies in class. Like, I mean, and you know, it's one of those that you had to count how many birds you had.
We'll actually look it up and make sure that was actual bird.
Oh yeah. Oh, the teacher was just like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Patrick?"
Well, boobies are. Boobies come from here.
Just like
you wear this, and boobies.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did. This is the reason why the booby is my favorite. It was just awful.
Is my favorite in seventh grade. Oh my goodness!
And
yeah,
during the report,
there. Look at the researcher didn't go find it, but there it is.
Google link to the blue-footed booby.
Yep. So like, yeah. He was something.
I'm sorry to bring us to boobs, but I had to because when you talked about he had a message and I was getting this.
Ladies, to the ladies watching, if you want to know what to get your man for Christmas, boobies.
Blue-footed booby.
Get him boobies.
I mean,
I got Pat that said I love boobies.
Get him some boobies, and he will be the happiest man in the world.
I mean, there's one thing that it's back ordered. I really wanted to get Jacoby because it's a neck pillow, and it comes down and it's just boobs.
I might need one of those.
It's just kind of sit there and you got you look to your right.
Okay.
You look to your left.
Keith would be sitting there with that pillow going whack, 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 whack.
Well, I did used to work in a strip club, so just saying. There was one that could damn near knock you out. I digress. This is a Christmas show.
This is a Christmas show, but hey, support single moms too. I'm gonna say that. Support single moms too. They need those dollars.
Hey, there is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, save the tatas. Save the tatas. Support them.
Support the girls.
Set them free. Just saying. Set them free.
You know, that it's the most natural reaction and instinct because when we're born, what's the first thing that we look for?
Boobs.
Well, I mean,
that's rooting, right? You root for it.
If you don't, then
for it, and you
don't live.
Yeah, when a man is born,
you don't have them. I mean, technically, if you think about it,
when a man is born, he comes out of the vagina. He spends the rest of his life trying to get back in.
That's right.
I knew that was coming.
And the rest of his life to try and get in a good pair of boobies. Yep. You know, I mean, I'm a breastfeeding mom, so I know this for a fact. Once they root to the tit, they root to nothing else in life. It is all about tit. Avelina, I'm going to breastfeed my kids because it's the most important thing that I can do for my child.
Good. She's not wrong.
She goes, look at how healthy and smart and beautiful I am.
Absolutely, she is.
We're on it for long enough. And she doesn't call him saggy. She calls him soggy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sending her to an orphanage. I'm just saying.
I am trying not to speak the words that are going through my head right now.
Mom,
Why
am I
not?
the reason why they're soggy?
We're covered. We have a ticker.
Soggy.
We have a ticker.
Fine, I will say it. You can take them and make them into a sandwich.
I knew that was coming.
You grab a pair of basketballs? No, that ain't right. That ain't even right. No.
Okay.
no.
All right. I'm going to say it. I just found a meme the other day, like going through my phone and going through my old messages. And actually, it was last night, and I just started laughing. And Jesse looks at me. He goes, "What's so funny?" I said, "Do your boobs hang low? Do they touch your camel toe?"
Can you tie him in a knot? Can you tie him in a bow?
So it's do your boobs hang low? Can they touch your camel toe? Can you throw them in?
Okay, I was thinking of the balls song. Do your balls hang low? Okay.
Oh, Abby's something else though. Yeah, no, she that's the best Christmas gift I got right there is her telling me that. It's not about out of mouths of babes, you know.
Yeah.
She's
You know,
something
and
else.
That's something, people could do. There's websites where you can make Christmas ornaments. If they have a out of the mouths of babes moment, write it down, make it a Christmas ornament. And
I'm
save
going to
it.
show it to everybody. I really don't care. I'm going to show everybody what everybody is going to be getting.
And I think sometimes too, some of that homemade stuff actually that would be a family time together. I mean, I remember making Christmas ornaments, and like Kelly actually has one on his tree. A couple of them. I mean, one of them's from old fashioned clothespin that doesn't, like just the ones that you would just put on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, he goes, and that was something that we went to Ani's and we all did.
We made those too. Yes.
Everybody's going to get this shirt.
Yes.
Everybody, and a quote from him.
Yes.
Okay. Because that's just shit.
we can make.
That's yesy.
We can make T-shirts. We can make coffee cups. We can make keychains. Just saying.
Bobble fingers.
Because I got this shop that I'm working on. Just saying. So yes, people, soon there is going to be shameless plug. Otter's Den merchandise, Cobra Paranormal merchandise, Drunken Oracle 2.0 merchandise. We gonna make some stuff.
Some stuff and things.
Stuff. It's gonna be
Stuff to stockings.
Are we gonna make a magical green bean shirt? I hope finally now.
It's gonna be very fine stuff, and yes, there's gonna be. Hang on, I lost it.
Drunk Keefus, hold on. You got to get his.
I got
Hold
it.
on.
I got it. There's gonna be a cosmic green bean shirt. You think?
I know that Christmas time sucks for everybody to get back to it,
Yep.
but remember there are some laughs.
Yes.
Even
when you're feeling down, it is okay to laugh at something somebody said at your gathering.
Yep.
If you find it funny, laugh, let it out. If you cry right afterwards, Fine, let it out.
It's an emotion.
It's emotion. You need to get it out.
So I'm going to do a shameless plug, and remember the reason why we have Christmas. The best gift that we were given, he died on the cross for us,
Yeah.
So remember the reason why we have Christmas, right? Christmas.
Yeah.
Is because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about the gifts, because tradition, why do we give gifts if it's Jesus's birthday? Because he gave us a gift, right? So therefore it was our gift. And let's think about it this way. If that's the best thing that you can do is just go to church. Go to church. I don't care if you haven't been to church in a long time. Go to a mass, and go really connect and feel that and open up your heart to that and do the best thing that you can do for yourself, and the best gift that you can give yourself is Jesus. That's the love, the forgiveness, and the connection. Yeah, I know there's a lot of controversy. Oh, he wasn't born during this time. That's not the point. The point is this.
The point I want to make is the original gifts were gold, frankincense,
and myrrh.
All
right.
The hair standing up, all protective elements of this earth.
From who? The three, they call them the three wise men, but what were they? The three magi.
Look it up.
That's right. So
and there's Three Kings Day, by the way, that's another holiday that's after Christmas. Three Kings Day, that just has to talk about them. Just shameless plug on that. You can go Google that too.
We educate everybody one way or another.
Mm-hmm. I have like a couple of like off the wall Christmas books that you can give to your family. The Spider That Saved Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I love that story. That is one of our favorite stories. That just reminds me, Christmas traditions. The Germans hide a pickle in the tree. We were talking about dill pickles, and I don't have my pickle, but you hide a pickle in the tree.
Yep, pickle in the tree.
The same author that did Christmas Spider, the Spider That Saved Christmas, also did The Wise Men. And it teaches you about the wise men, where they came from and their story. So it's just sit down and really think about why we have this. Think about why this season exists.
Yeah.
And realize it's not about the gifts underneath the tree. It's about the gift that you can give to others, which is love, forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and what you can give yourself, the same things.
Absolutely. Just like Halloween. There is a reason for Halloween. There are old traditions that led to that holiday. It was just commercialized and stolen and everything else. Every holiday, Easter, Estar.
I hate to say it, they're all raped and pillaged and thrown in together with other things.
Look every holiday up.
Valentine's Day, Saint Valentine, Patrick's Day, Saint Patrick. I always tell people, I'm like, don't come at me, because you know what? I can turn around and tell you that 99% of holidays that you celebrate can be brought around the church.
Friday, Freya's Day. Thursday, Thor's Day. Okay, we used to have 13 months, which worked out perfectly. It matched the moon. There's 13 cycles in the moon. A woman has 13 cycles a year. 13. There are 13 sections on the back of a turtle shell. The natives, that's how they saw it. And then the Romans wanted control. So they
Thanks, Julia.
We need to go back to the original calendar, the 13-month calendar. Every month has the same amount of days. It starts on this day. It ends on this day.
Keith, how do you know a woman cycles 13 times?
I've been married twice, and I got a daughter, and they synced. And when they did, I would leave the house for 4 months.
I was going to say, I hope to God you were out of that house for a week.
I was in the garage. I was in the yard. I was at work. I would try to put in overtime. You walk
Yeah,
in the
13
house and say, "Hi, I'm home," and get your ass ripped for 30 minutes over something you have no idea, and it turns to find out a pen fell off the table onto the floor. That's a true story. A pen that was on the table when I went to work was on the floor sometime during that day. When did you come home? What were you writing? Who were you writing to? What were you writing? What are your intent? What? And I just held my hands up. I walked out. I got back in my car and I went to the bar.
My ex-husband came home one day and asked me, "Oh, so we're having spaghetti?" And I threw the spoon at him full of hot spaghetti sauce, and I said, "Yeah, what the fuck do you think I'm making?"
Nice.
He just looked at me and he's like, "Oh, it's that time of the month. Oh, you think? I think you need to see your way out. Maybe you'll get scraps. I might feed the dog before I feed you." I've since apologized to him.
What a lot of females don't understand is men also go through this on a very much smaller basis. All right, Jan, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, we got our time too.
Yes, you do.
But that comes from
24/7.
when we are generated, when we're generated, okay? We don't have a
You
sex.
didn't say gyrating. You said generated, right?
We don't have a sex, okay? We are neither male nor female. It develops in the womb, okay? And what you're born with, just saying, putting that out. But at one time, okay,
You were a female.
yes. And I'm trying to think of how to put this nicely, but I can't. So I'm just going to say it.
Okay, I'm going to say it.
If you're a girl, your lips develop and the insides develop. But if you're a guy, the lips, they form the ball sack. There's still a seam right down the middle of the ball sack. Go
Your
look,
ovaries.
guys. Go look. If you've never noticed, go look. There's a seam. Just saying.
Okay, I get it. Your ovaries drop.
I'm what?
Your ovaries drop.
Yeah, they turn into testicles.
Listen, I will say it. Men cycle at the same time women do because you know what happens? It's called pheromones. And men sync up with the woman that they're living with. I had to explain that. Nate goes, humans have pheromones? I thought that was just an animal thing. I'm like, what the hell do you think you are, kid? You are an animal.
No, I think I lost mine.
Hello, you're a mammal. Sorry.
I really think I lost mine because I'm a Scorpio and I used to be able to go anywhere and my God, I had to beat women up stick. And now it's like
as you get older, that is something that I think does happen.
But I've also done
menopause.
I've also
done. You get menopause, you get
menopause. Menopause. We are the cause of menopause.
Menstrual cycle, you know.
Now I'm David, I'm looking now. Hey, be careful. Don't get hurt now. Don't get hurt.
Yeah, don't pick at it. Don't see if it opens.
No. Look at me.
There ain't no zipper.
Go get a mirror and help. Don't be going down trying because you're gonna get stuck. So get a mirror.
Okay, back to Christmas. Let's stop talking about the presents that we were born with.
Back to Christmas. And see, and I had to pull up. I was gonna go. I was gonna say about the German pickle. Just so everybody thinks that it's not true. Yes, it is. It is true. Right. So you hide the pickle in the tree. All right. And the first child that finds it Christmas morning, you got an extra present, and it's a sign of good fortune, is what it is.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's good to find a good pickle.
You know what I mean? And it's the truth. It's Christmas pickle.
Yep. I have a Christmas pickle.
At Christmas. I
Jesus on the tree Christmas Eve.
What's that?
Because Jesus was born Christmas, right? We hang Jesus on the Christmas tree.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of presents.
Okay, well, you're doing that. Hang on one second. I went to Christmas. I had my jar of pickles. I looked my nephew straight in the face, and I looked at him. I said, "Are you going to try my pickle?" And everybody in the kitchen busted a gut.
That's hilarious.
And he liked my pickle. Everybody liked my pickle.
Uncles and pickles. But here's a Christmas tradition that we used to do. We used to sit down and we used to write down all of our accomplishments that year and why we were proud of ourselves.
Mm.
You know, what we were thankful for over the year. You know, and that was a huge thing. Like my great grandmother would start off, you know, I'm grateful for this, and this. I'm happy to be here to watch your accomplishments with this, and this. So, you know, that's another that Christmas is to be thankful, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's thankful, like a tradition that you can start with your family. You know, like Lisa said, start new traditions. I agree. But, you know, also, you know, let's look at other people's traditions and adapt to those too.
Yeah.
But the thankful thing, I'm telling you, that was huge. Your goals, your accomplishments, how much you've grown, how far you've come over the year. And that was, you know, in corporation with it's Christmas time and it's the beginning of the new year soon. So, you know, let's what are your goals? Not your New Year's resolutions. We didn't do those. What were your goals for the next year? How far were you going to push yourself?
Yeah.
So me being in sports and theater and stuff like that, I always pushed myself to go further, pushed myself to do more, to get those better grades. And it wasn't because I wasn't smart. I was lazy and I didn't want to do my homework. But you know, sit down and really tell everybody else why you're thankful that they're in your life, you know, and what you're grateful for when it comes to them and what you've seen them accomplish. Because sometimes that's what, especially this time of the year, right? This time of the year, we are so depressed. We a lot of us have sad, you know, the weather depression. Hearing what other people have seen and with your growth is the best gift that you can give to somebody. It's not wrapped underneath a Christmas tree. The words that you can speak to somebody, like, you know what, Keith, I'm proud of you for how far you've come. Renee, you too. You've started this show.
Same.
You know, we've reached out and we've touched other people. I'm proud of you. Thank you for opening up and growing with me.
Same. Thank you.
Same.
I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of me. And it took me a long time before I could get to the point where I could say that. And real quick, Christy, research your family history and then research the traditions of that family history. And that is what you can teach your children and yourself.
I mean, not to go plug another show because the show doesn't exist anymore, but Raymond and I did one on Christmas on Ravens Hollow. We did one about Christmas, and we talked about different traditions and different, you know, weird and crazy things that are like, wait a minute, that's Christmas. You know, in Japan, here's one I was like, I don't understand why.
Okay, then we got to hop off because we got to give room for the next.
Oh yeah, is you know, here's one in Japan. They celebrate with KFC. They have fried chicken. They have KFC chicken, fried chicken. That's their thing for Christmas.
What's the reason? Is there a reason?
I've yet to find a really good reason why, other than it's fried chicken.
KFC's finger looking good
because it's because it's KFC. Maybe trying to adaptize some of, you know, Americans' things, but like he said, go dig into your family. Like, well, I'm a big proponent. Go dig into your family tree. You know, if mom and dad say, you know, you're Irish and Scottish, go see what they're doing for Yule and or, you know, Christmas. If you're
Scott, you're drinking.
other than that, but you're Swedish.
Other than that, they do anything else?
Austria, it's out there. It's out there.
Yeah.
And just adapt it and put some fun stuff into it.
Yeah, you could adapt traditions.
Yeah.
You can combine traditions. It's okay.
Yeah.
Grandma, she would have the Yule log and decorate it with Christmas tinsel and Christmas tree ornaments. She combined it.
Because what you're supposed to do afterwards with that Yule log is you're supposed to go burn it. You are. That's supposed to be the thing. You're supposed to go throw it in the fireplace and go burn it after.
And they didn't have a fireplace, so that's why she put the candle in it and burned the candle.
Yeah.
It was a substitute, and that works. That works. But on that,
All right, we have another.
we
I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Happy
See
New
you
Year,
until the new year.
Day, Kwanzaa,
Whatever you celebrate,
whatever it is, Hanukkah, whatever you do, may you have prosperity and everything you need and want. Hope and love.
Love you guys where you're at.
yes, love yourself where you're at,
That's right.
Yeah.
and
Give
forgive
yourself grace.
when you didn't know better, because you do now.
Give yourself grace.
Night.
Night.
Right.